Move the highest mountains, cross the greatest oceans, walk across the water, the water. Believe you can move the highest mountains, cross the greatest oceans, walk across the water. If you believe.
Hello, good evening, everybody. Okay, good evening to everyone, one and all, who have taken out their time on a Friday evening to attend our orientation today. I'm Rakhi Chabria, the founder of Teachers Help Teachers, an online community for educators to learn and grow. Well, thank you. Thank you, Sheetal Vora. Thank you for your introduction. Thank you, Ramya, for sharing your introduction. I would prefer if all of you could keep your videos on. In case there is any difficulty, of course, you can keep it off. But it would be nice to have an interaction since we are a small group. It would be lovely to have your videos on and look at faces with whom I can interact. Thank you. Thank you, Amita, for turning on the video. All right, great. Thank you, Bharti. So we also have some of the faculty members who have joined us today, and we're going to be taking you through the entire orientation as to what is Shadow Teacher Training course, who can do it, what are the growth opportunities, and why should I do it? That's the most important question, right? So, all right, now let me ask all of you one question. So now that all of you are here in this room today and wanting to know more about the Shadow Teacher Training course, what according to you, or who according to you is a shadow teacher? You can type in the comment section, who according to you is a shadow teacher? What is your idea about a shadow teacher? Don't worry, there are going to be no judgments. Feel free to express yourself. And the chat box is open for all kinds of comments. And we're going to make it interactive. I hope English is fine. In case English is not fine, please type Hindi so that I can talk in Hindi as well. I can make it like a mix, Hindi and English. Hindi, English. English is fine, then just put a yes. Put a yes in the comment section if English is fine. Let me see the yes is coming in so that I can continue in English. Agar English nahi, Hindi mein chahiye, then put Hindi in the comment section. Is everyone okay with English? Should I go ahead? Type yes. English, yes. Thank you so much, Aditi. Great. Teacher who is there to support the class teacher. Wonderful definition. Thank you so much for your definition. Anyone else? And I'm still waiting if I should continue in English. Type yes if you want me to continue. Hi, Celine. Thank you so much for joining in today. Who is a shadow teacher? Anyone else who would like to type it in the chat box? Okay, thank you, Celine. I shall continue with English. We are also live on YouTube, so we will also be sharing that with all those who couldn't attend today's orientation. Shadow teacher is the teacher who's doing this. Anybody else would like to go with their definition? Who, according to you, is a shadow teacher? Okay, all right. So let me move ahead and let me understand, now that we all have gathered in this room and we are curious to understand what is the role of a shadow teacher. Celine says, I have heard the term shadow teacher but don't really know about it. Wonderful, thank you so much for being honest. Sheetal says, shadow teacher is the one who facilitates one-to-one teaching beside a student who needs are to be met, and who is just like a shadow who draws the outline and helps student fill in. Wonderful definition. Thank you so much, Sheetal, for joining us today. And yes, Sheetal, you have nailed it. I think all of you have a fair idea of who a shadow teacher is, and have to offer in our course, and how is this course going to be helping all of you. Shadow teacher who handles a lot of work and helps students. Thank you, Aarti Mishra. Thank you so much for your comment. Yes, you all are correct in your own definitions of a shadow teacher. Now, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking you through a brief presentation which is going to help you understand what the course is all about and what exactly can be expected out of this course in terms of the learning, in terms of the time commitment required, in terms of your work commitment required, because I know all of us being teachers are always busy, but this is something that is definitely going to reward you in case you choose to become a shadow teacher. So allow me to share my screen, just a moment. Here it is. Okay, so let us go through the brief presentation and understand what the course has to offer you. So a brief introduction: I'm a mother of two boys, a former classroom teacher, founder of THT, a special educator, early childhood educator, and a technology geek. So Teachers Help Teachers, as I have shared, is an online community. The main aim of Teachers Help Teachers is to upskill educators and help them earn supplement income. Right. So today we are going to be sharing about shadow teacher training course, but we are also coming up with a variety of other courses in the coming months. So which, of course, the information will be shared via our WhatsApp group and emails. So let us proceed ahead about what the shadow teacher training course offers. Before that, this is an image of an Indian classroom. Now, I want all of you to look at this picture and let me know, how would you feel in such a large classroom as a student? Type in the comment section about how you would feel as a student in this large classroom setup. Let me open the chat. Lost, Aruna Sain says lost. Okay, anyone else? Observe the image and as a student imagine how you would feel in this setup. Distracted, excellent Sunita, thank you. Ruchi says neglected, wonderful. Yes, lost, distracted, neglected. Anything else? Not understanding what's going on. Lovely, yes, yes. And now you can imagine what happens in the majority of the classrooms. Following peers, right? Not understanding, so I'm just going to follow what my friend is doing or what my peer is doing without knowing where I'm headed. Absolutely. Thank you, Celine. Thank you so much for all the replies that are coming in. Seeking attention. Yes, I would always be seeking attention in the classroom. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Sunita. Seek attention. Yes. Lack of concentration. Yes, Narayan. Thank you. Aarti Mishra says, I will try to seek attention. Absolutely correct. So all the responses that have come in about, feeling lost, not understanding what's going on, following peers, seeking attention, feeling distracted, lack of concentration, all of you are absolutely true. As a student, you all will feel this, right? We all will feel this in such a large classroom. And this is not a myth. This is a reality, right? I'm not showcasing a picture of, a classroom which we have never seen. We all have seen such classrooms, and we all, in fact, I am from an SSC school and I have been a part of one such classroom where I remember in class 7, we were 68 students and my roll number was 55. I so remember that. that, I had to actually wait for my name to be called out during the attendance, right? So I'm sure many of you can relate to this, and many of you are aware of this situation that I'm talking about. Now, the teacher is looking at the blackboard in this image, and the teacher is, of course, trying to do his or her best in trying to reach out and connect with the students and teaching the concept that he wants to cover in the classroom, right? It can be seen. Now, in this large crowd, large classroom, how many students you feel, according to you, would be understanding everything that the teacher is teaching? Let us reply in percentage. Out of 100%, how many of you feel that what is the percentage of students understanding what the teacher is teaching? So I want all of you to type the percentage, whether it is 30, 20, 50, 80, whatever. Let us see the replies coming in. According to you, what is the percentage of the students learning in this classroom? Roughly 30%. Okay, thank you, Sunita. So we see around 80 students out here. So Sunita says roughly 30% would be understanding. 25%, Narayan says. Okay, thank you, 25%. Aruna says 10% who understand everything. Yes, 20% would be understanding, 25% would be understanding. Okay, great. I'm so happy to know that, we are able to understand the problems, and we are aware of these issues that are happening. But now, 30%, Aditi, yes, thank you so much. Thank you for that reply. Now that we are aware of the issues, now we are aware of the problems, we are aware that students need help. And I'm not talking about students with learning difficulties. I'm talking about, students who also are neurotypical, and they also need help in a large classroom setup, right? Do you agree with me that even students who are neurotypical need help in a large classroom setup? Type yes if you agree with me. Yes? Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. So now that we are aware, and we are also wanting to do something to be able to solve this issue. So in such a scenario, the role of a shadow teacher becomes very important. The shadow teacher, thank you so much, Hema, thank you, Aarti, thank you, Amita, for the replies, that yes, it does become important. And now the role of the shadow teacher becomes very important, because when we talk about students with difficulties, especially in the early years, we all know that the National Education Policy has emphasized upon inclusion. The emphasis has always been on inclusion, but of course, we are far away from achieving it. But yet, with the NEP coming in, we are taking measures, schools are taking measures to include children with difficulties in their setup with the help of a shadow teacher. And this is what makes the role of a shadow teacher very, very important. So coming to our next slide, which talks about who is a shadow teacher. So now that all of you have shared your responses, shadow teacher is an important and integral part of the classroom. She is a support teacher or an assistant teacher, but not for the class teacher. She is a support teacher for the child with special needs, and her job is to assist the child with special needs to learn the concepts which are being taught in the regular classroom. Yes. Her job is to assist the child with special needs to teach the concepts which are being taught in the regular classroom by the class teacher. Now, you might be wondering that if the class teacher is teaching in the classroom, then why is it that the shadow teacher is required for that child? Well, we have already arrived at that answer, where we know that children feel lost, they feel distracted, and especially when we talk about children with learning difficulty, it becomes very, very important to have someone who can guide them, who can be next to them, who can draw their attention towards the learning that is happening in the classroom, but not at the pace of the classroom, but at the pace of that child who has learning difficulty or who is probably on the spectrum. And with NEP coming in, the role of a shadow teacher becomes very, very important, right? So Are we clear with who is a shadow teacher and why is a shadow teacher important? Type yes if we are clear with that. Yeah. Okay. Type yes. Absolutely. Yes, we are clear. Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, what happens now when the shadow teacher comes in the class? You might be wondering that, okay, as a shadow teacher, what is it that I'm going to be learning? And am I really eligible to become a shadow teacher, right? So you might be thinking, am I eligible? What happens when I become a shadow teacher? What are the job opportunities? How do I get in touch with school? Or do the parents appoint me, or do the schools appoint me, or what exactly is going to be the procedure? And of course, what is the salary of a shadow teacher, right? These are some of the important questions. So coming to that, I'm again going to be sharing my screen, and this time I'm going to be showing you a few questions which will help you understand what exactly the course has to offer. So allow me to share my screen. Here it is. So who can be a shadow teacher is something that we have already covered. How does it work is the shadow teacher's job is to enable learning and support students with special needs is something that we have already discussed. Now, the skills I will learn to manage students with special needs. Now, all of you might be wondering, oh, I don't have any skill. What is the prerequisite? Do I really need to do a course which is going to be a long-term 9 months course in order to understand, children with learning difficulties? Well, if you are interested in serving children with special needs as a special educator, then you will be required to do an exhaustive course, because you want to become a special educator and you want to serve children with all kinds of special needs. But if you are interested in not becoming a special educator, but becoming a support teacher for a child with special needs in the classroom, then shadow teacher training is the course that you must opt for. Why you must opt for this course as compared to special education course is clear. That's because special education course is a degree course, and you need to have a B.Ed in special education in order to get a job in school. But a shadow teacher training course doesn't require a degree. It requires you to learn the concepts clearly, have the interventions sorted, understand what are the needs of a child with autism, of a child with attention deficit disorder, because these are the children that you will see in the early years, and as shadow teachers you will be required to work with children in the early years. So that is what you will be doing if you become a shadow teacher. Now, what are the skills that I need to learn? The shadow teacher acts as a support teacher and provides learning support. So in this course, you will cover all the details with respect to understanding a child with autism spectrum disorders, along with remedial strategies and adaptation of curriculum. So when I say strategies, it means that what is it that you're going to be doing in the classroom, sitting with the child, so that you are able to reach out to the child in a way that the class teacher is not able to reach out. So you will need to have strategies in place to teach that particular child, and you will also need to adapt the curriculum, wherein you will need to understand and go through the entire curriculum yourself and understand what is it that is important to be taught to the child in this chapter, and what is it that can be skipped for that child despite the fact that it is being taught to the entire class. So this is what you're going to be learning. You're going to be learning about characteristics of children with autism spectrum disorder, ADHD, intervention strategies. You're going to be learning about making individualized education programs for your child with whom you will be working. You will be learning about adaptation of curriculum. Don't get overwhelmed by the terms that we are using. These are all terms which are going to be explained to you in the course, because we have our expert faculties out here to take your questions as well. So once you're done with the course, which is going to be a 2 months course, the duration of the course is 35 hours, which is, now that we are going to be starting in the month of May, we're going to be speeding it up so that we cover the first cohort of our shadow teacher training course by end of July, with all assignments and practicals. And this will enable all of you who are looking out for a job to immediately get absorbed. because it is going to be the beginning of the academic year. So it is going to be very, very crucial for all of you to finish the course on time so that you can apply in schools in order to get the job of a shadow teacher. Right? So where can I apply for a job? You can apply for a job in any school. As I said, you can, every school has their own database of shadow teachers, because when parents come in for admission, the principal forwards them the contact of the shadow teacher if it is advisable to have a shadow teacher. So the principal forwards them the contact, and that's how the parent gets in touch with you, and and a shadow teacher is appointed for the child. Right? Now, you might be thinking that now that I'm also working as a teacher, can I also work as a shadow teacher? What do you think? Can you do both the jobs together? Type yes if you think you can do both the jobs together. Type no if you think that no, I can only do one. But just want to ask that a shadow teacher will get the same respect and importance in school and also in India. I'm going to come to that, Aarti. Good question. Many times we find that shadow teacher is taking a pain, but the credit goes to the class teacher. All right, we'll come to that. Good evening, Dr. Tushar. No. Yes, both together can be done. Yes, possible. Sheetal says no. Celine says no. All right. Now, I am going to ask Veena to unmute herself and let me know what is her idea of doing both the courses together. Veena, can I unmute you? Yes, you can unmute yourself, and please let us know how you would be managing both the professions together.
Yeah,
You're
actually
on
it's
unmute.
yeah, can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you
Veena,
hear
we
me?
can see you. Thank you.
Can you hear me? Can you
Can't
hear
hear
me?
you.
Can't hear
You're on
me.
unmute. Yeah, go ahead.
Now?
No, can't hear you.
No.
Can't hear
Okay.
you. Okay.
I don't know
All right, you
what's
can type it out. No problem. Can't hear you. Okay. Yes.
okay.
Anyone else who typed yes would like to share? Possible but very draining. Narayan says teacher will be appreciated in school more. Sunita says yes, possible. Sunita, would you like to reply to this? That how are you going to maintain both the roles together? Would you like to share? I will put you on unmute. Yeah. Sunita, you can share.
Yes, it's quite possible to manage both the things, but what is required is extra time need to be allocated and the lessons need to be
Yep, waiting for
structured
you.
in a particular way.
You're on unmute. You can share.
Yeah, because there are many students, who are unidentified. Now, currently, I'm
Okay,
an
now I
English
can hear
teacher.
you. Sorry.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. Yeah.
Yeah. So
It was not very clear, so I wore my headphones. Yeah.
I have identified many students who are actually, slow learners and with special needs, but the parents are not ready to acknowledge that. So I feel that when we are teaching other kids, we can have a special, what I should say, space allocated for them and time also. Of course, they would require extra time. If parents are ready to go ahead with that, then we can possibly manage that. Why not?
Okay. Okay. So you mean to say that you will be able to teach as a class teacher and you will also be able to teach as a shadow teacher? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, we
Okay.
can.
So if you're a class teacher and you're expected to be in the class, and if you're a shadow teacher, you're expected to be with that particular child who could be in another class. So how do you manage yourself?
So at the same time, we can do that. Now, suppose, say, I'm an English teacher, so
Right.
I'm teaching for an English class.
Hmm.
So I know that child A and child B are special needs
Hmm.
students.
Hmm. In your
So
class. Yeah.
yeah, in my class, at the
Hmm.
same time, in the given
Hmm.
that 45 minutes, whatever duration I've been given to conduct
Hmm.
my lessons.
Hmm.
So I can see there are ways and strategies to do that. I can have a separate worksheets for them.
Okay.
As I said, we can devise methods and plans for them, which is
Okay.
a little bit different and simpler compared to what we do with the other kids.
Okay. Okay. All
So in
right.
that way, the content the goal is the same, the objective will be same, the desired outcome will be the same, right? But the way of teaching would be different. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, it will be draining. I mean, like it would. You have to put in a lot of efforts
Lot of
over there.
efforts. Yes.
and
Yes.
get it.
Yes. Okay, great. So you're saying that if there are, probably 2 or 3 children who need help in your classroom, then you will design certain activities. You will, maybe adapt the curriculum to suit their needs, and you will give them more attention, which is obviously going to be requiring a lot of efforts from your side, and you will be helping them out. Now, this is what is the role of a class teacher, to help each and every child learn to the best of their capabilities. But where does the role of shadow teacher begins is when the teacher knows that he or she will not be able to will not be able to sit with the child in all throughout the period, right from, let's say, the school starts from 9 till 3. Will you be able to sit with the child starting from 9 to 3 in the classroom if you're teaching? If you're teaching, let's say, 8th grade, will you be able to sit with that child? Apart from English, during your English class, you will definitely sit with give attention to those 2 or 3 children. But what about the other subjects? Would you be able to give them attention? Would you be able to, adapt the curriculum to suit their needs? Would you be able to do that? Yeah, you can unmute yourself. Okay, it is not practically possible. Correct, Sunita. Absolutely. It is not going to be practically possible for you as a class teacher who's already performing the role of teaching, your classroom. Or if you're a subject teacher, then you're teaching maybe, 6, 7, 8 graders, and you're moving like from, one period to another period. You're moving from one classroom to another classroom. In that case, it will not be practically possible for you to sit with that child and attend to that child's need, not only for your subject, but for that matter, for all the concepts and all the subjects that are being taught in the classroom, right? So this not only makes it important in case of a shadow teacher, because this is where the shadow teacher steps in and says that, okay, I'm going to be sitting with the child, and I'm going to be taking the responsibility of helping the child understand all those concepts, which is probably difficult for him or her to understand, maybe because of the pace, or maybe because of the level of difficulty, or it could be many other reasons, right? The blame is not on the teacher, that the teacher is not able to teach that particular child. We are not playing any blame games out here. Here we are only saying that here the shadow teacher comes in as a support professional to help that child with special needs and teach that child with strategies and with ideas that will actually bring out the best in that child and help him or her learn and feel a part of the classroom, rather than feeling neglected, lost, distracted, as we saw in the earlier image, right? So maintaining dual roles, having the role of a class teacher along with playing the role of a shadow teacher, is not going to be possible over here. As a class teacher, of course, you have the responsibility of helping your students in the classroom and seeing to it that they understand your concepts. But in case, you need to be there with the child throughout, then in that case, there is going to be a shadow teacher that is going to step in to help that child. So is this clear that a teacher who is teaching a particular subject as a subject teacher can become a shadow teacher, provided he or she is willing to change her profession from a subject teacher to a shadow teacher, where he or she will only be involved in teaching 1-to-1, right? That is the difference between a shadow teacher and a class teacher, who are at the same time trying to help that child with special needs, right? So are we clear with this about who can be a shadow teacher, and can you actually perform dual roles, right? So it's difficult, because once you choose to do something, you got to be committed, you got to be dedicated. It's not like if you become a shadow teacher, you're like a tuition teacher where you will where you won't need to learn anything, you won't need to do anything, you won't need to upgrade your skills. You will just look at the textbook, you will sit with the child, you'll have some fun, you will do some activities, and you'll go back home. Now, that's not what a shadow teacher is, right? So it's very, very different. It is a committed job, just like the role of a teacher, right? So type yes if you know that now a shadow teacher's job is a committed job. Type yes. Absolutely demanding, committed, and as important as the role of a teacher in the classroom, right? Okay, so now I'm going to be sharing the screen and I'm going to be moving ahead where I'm going to be, okay, there's some question out here. They can also be called teacher aides or teacher assistants, very important role in the school. Yes, yes, Amita, they can also be called as teacher aides. That's a very important role and a demanding role, just like a class teacher. Okay, thank you everyone. So I'm going to move ahead and I'm going to be sharing my screen once again. So now the course modules and objectives, of course, the course has been planned in a way to cover all the concepts that a shadow teacher requires to learn in terms of, understanding what inclusion is, what are the policies of inclusion, what are the concessions available for children with special needs, from NEP's point of view, what is it that, the concessions are available, then talking about the qualities of a shadow teacher, then we get in, dive deep into details about, what are the characteristics, understanding various disabilities, not only, understanding the characteristics of children with autism, but also understanding what are the different kinds of disabilities, visible disabilities, invisible disabilities. So there's going to be a whole lot of attention being given to topics where shadow teachers are to be competent, right? Because a shadow teacher will be able to do their job only when they are thorough with their knowledge and they exactly know what are the intervention strategies that needs to be adopted for a child with autism or ADHD or, for that matter, Down syndrome, right? So learning about disabilities, remedial strategies, curriculum adaptation, everything that is important for a shadow teacher to understand is going to be covered in the course, throughout the course. And then, of course, there is going to be the enrollment, which is going to be like a 35 hours duration course. And the 35 hours is going to be spread over a period of 2 months. The course is divided. It is going to be spread over a period of 2 months. We are going to be having theory. We're going to be having practicals. And one of the most important features, or I would say, that we have tried to bring in is mentoring, where within the group, we all the participants are going to be assigned into small groups, and these groups are going to be led by our faculty members. And these faculty members, who are experts in their own field, they're going to be helping you to complete your assignments, and they're going to be there with you in your journey till you complete the shadow teacher training course. And of course, even after you're done with your shadow teacher training course, you have a doubt and you would like to share something. So we are all there where we will be available to answer your queries, and mentoring is going to be provided in small groups. So let's say you all have received an assignment and the submission date is like maybe 10 days from the date of the assignment, from the date the assignment has been given. So the mentors are going to help you complete the assignments on time, because we all know how teachers get busy, performing their duties and other, get into their own work. So there is going to be mentoring for that. And age restrictions, who is eligible? As I said, that anyone who is dedicated, committed, and passionate about supporting a child with special needs in the classroom, be it a teacher, be it a parent, a caregiver, sibling, or a student who's pursuing, D.Ed or B.Ed, or for that matter, any other course. If you are interested in learning and unlearning. So this is an important factor. Type yes if you are interested in learning and unlearning. Type yes if you're interested in doing that. And then I'm going to be sharing what exactly the course duration and the details are going to be like. Yes, no age restrictions. Anyone can join the course. Yes. So as I said, anyone who is willing to learn and unlearn can be a part of this course and move on to become a shadow teacher. Because as I said, that the role of a shadow teacher is very important, and the shadow teachers are greatly in demand, just like special educators. Yes. Thank you so much. So before we go ahead and share the the details and the links where you have to register, I'm going to be putting all of you on unmute. You can share. We have the faculty members, where I'm going to pin all the faculty members, and they're going to be introducing themselves so that you can ask them any questions, or you can ask us any questions for that matter. And that is going to help you understand and further more about the course and also clarify your doubts. So let me just pin all my faculty members who are here today with me. Just a moment. Yeah. Okay. Yes, Bharti, if you could introduce yourself, go ahead, introduce yourself. Yeah, you're on unmute.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm Bharti Shinde here. Can you hear me, Rakhi?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, yeah.
Yes. So you want me to introduce myself?
Yes, please go ahead. Yeah.
Faculty member? Yeah, okay. So I'm Bharti Shinde here, and I am a founder of Sahas Remedial Center. I would be taking up the course unit of remedial strategies and curriculum adaptations, and would definitely be sharing valuable insights about how you can make learning more meaningful for the child you are assisting.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bharti. Bharti is going to be one of the core faculty members who are going to be taking lectures with us. Our next faculty is Amita Masurkar. Thank you, Amita, for being here. You're in Australia and it's too late for you, but it would be great if you could introduce yourself. Let me just pin you. Yeah. Yeah, you can unmute yourself. Yeah, great.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm Amita, and I'm from Australia. I live in Queensland, and I migrated from Mumbai in 2006. And ever since, I have worked in the field of special education. The areas that I would be working on with you are behavior management. All children, I wouldn't say only children with special needs, but all children sometime or the other go through difficult behaviors. So I'll be working on strategies of managing those behaviors in the classroom, as well as working with them one-on-one when you are in a smaller session with them. And I'll also be working on early intervention. It's very important for every child who's at risk to be looked at early. And also, if you have a bank of strategies that you can work with in the classroom alongside the teacher, in cooperation with the teacher, I would say that's the most important thing. So we'll be looking at these two areas with me, and I'm really looking forward to working with all of you.
Wow, great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Amita. And if, another 10 minutes and then probably you could log out. So thank you for joining us. And yes, over to Aruna Sen. She is also one of the most experienced faculty members. Yes, over to you if you could introduce yourself. Yes, you can unmute yourself.
I am Aruna Sen here, and I have been working in this field of special education for a long time and associated with Sahas. I'm also a founder member of Sahas along with Bharti. And the main thing that I will be working on is with IEP and curriculum planning for whatever the teacher will be teaching in the class. How do you modify those lessons for the child who needs help in particular subject?
Great. Thank you so much, Aruna, for joining us. And we look forward to your sessions and understanding what is IEP, because IEP is often the dreaded word, by even special educators, forget shadow teachers. So, I look forward to you simplifying the term IEP and helping us understand, how is it
in a simplified form.
Absolutely.
Not what we do as special educators,
yes.
But everyone needs to understand what exactly IEP will be like.
Exactly. And especially
Yeah.
For shadow teachers, it's very, very important to understand these terms and understand, how is it that they're going to be planning for their child, student, for whom they're going to be responsible, for whose progress they're going to be responsible. Thank you. We have our next faculty members, Anuja. Anuja, if you could introduce yourself and just add you. Yep. Are you there? Yeah, you can unmute. Let me add you. Yeah. Okay, I think Anuja is not able to speak. She's out at the moment. Okay, so we also have Dr. Mihir with us, who is a psychologist and who is an intervention specialist. So he's also going to be a part of our course, and we also have other therapists who are going to be joining us and who are going to be a part of this course as well. We will be conducting workshops where we will be inviting outside faculty who will be helping us with sharing knowledge in areas which which are of importance for a shadow teacher. For example, in inclusion, and for that matter, understanding what are different therapies all about. Brain gym, what is brain gym all about? Because that is also an integral part of our course, where you will be understanding how you can learn brain gym in order to fine tune the needs of your child, and at the same time provide the necessary break that the child needs. So this is our team, and we are really excited to bring forward this course. This is our first endeavor by THT, and we are really excited, where we want more and more teachers to join us. We want we want all of you who are out here to actually spread a word about what is it that we are going to be doing. And now, for those of you who are interested to move ahead and participate in this cohort, in this first ever cohort, just wanted to know whether we will receive certificate. Of course, yes, this is a certificate course, and this, as I said, that the certificates will be given to all those who complete the assessments and practical. And that brings me to the next important slide, which is the last slide of of today, which is the code of honor. And what do we mean by the code of honor? The code of honor is something which will help you understand what is expected out of you if you were to join the course. So the code of honor is nothing but a commitment that we need from all of you if you were to join this course. And that is just like we have code of conduct or code of honor for our students. Similarly, we have for our teachers who are going to be joining this course. And since we are adults, we expect all of you to stick to the code of honor, where attendance is going to be compulsory. There are going to be no excuses in terms of maybe not attending 4 or 5 lectures and then coming for the 6th lecture. It's going to be very difficult for you to grasp the concepts in case you happen to miss 3 to 4 lectures. Participation in group discussion is important and is going to help you in your assessment and understanding of the concept. So that is something, as adults, we need to be responsible for our own learning, right? Cameras will be on all the time, provided you have informed the team in advance about the problem, if at all you are facing. So this is again a course where you would be required to be present physically and mentally, because if I believe if you're committed and you're dedicated, then you need to show up and you need to be following all the code, all the code of conduct and honor that is expected out of you. Because here it's like we are the government, and the government specifies the rules and the rules have to be followed. So practicals are compulsory and will be marked, and only those who complete the practical work will be given a certificate. Now, what kind of practicals? We will be assigning a case study where you will be required to get in touch with your nearby preschool or nearby school. We will be giving you a letter where, with the help of that letter, you can get entry into a school to observe a classroom, especially a classroom with a child with difficulty, so that you can work with the child for over a period of 15 days, and all that you are going to be doing with the child will require to be recorded. in terms of, there will be a written record that will be maintained. So if you've made any lesson, if you've done any kind of adaptation, or if you have taught any concept in an innovative way following the strategies that have been shared during the course, so all that you have done with that child, be it, it could be even one lesson that you have done with that child. So we will need like a written record of that lesson that you have conducted with that child. And what happens in case you're not able to get entry into any school and you're not able to manage your practicals? So in that case, what are we going to be doing is we are going to be assigning you certain videos, and you're going to be looking at those videos and sharing your insights. These are going to be case study videos which will be given to you in case you don't happen to get hold of any school nearby. So you will be getting those videos, and you would be required to analyze the case studies and submit your responses and your work related to those case studies that have been assigned to you, the videos that have been assigned to you, right? Now, depending on the assessment and overall performance, a letter of recommendation would also be given to candidates to help them procure a job. Now, just like other institutes, we do not guarantee any placement. So here I'm being right upfront. We are not going to guarantee you a job. I don't want to mention 100% job guaranteed. So that guarantee is something that, that word is something that, I am really against about. But yes, nevertheless, I'm not going to be doing that gimmick out here. And what we are going to be doing is, of course, we are going to be looking at your overall performance, your interaction during the course, your regularity in terms of attendance. All these are going to be marked, and of course a letter of recommendation is something which is really going to be useful to you in order to procure a job. And then post that, what are we going to be doing is we are also going to be having conferences on a regular basis to upskill all our shadow teachers, because it doesn't mean that once you're done the course you are thorough with your knowledge. You need to update your skill. It's like a doctor who says I've done my mastery and now I know I don't need to learn. So every teacher needs to upskill, and for that matter we are going to be hosting conferences, and all the shadow teachers who are a part of the cohort can avail special discounted rates for all our conferences, because we will also be inviting all other shadow teachers to attend such conferences that we will be hosting from time to time. So this is about the code of honor and the certification, along with what is going to be expected out of you if you were to join this course. Now, for all those who are willing to join the course and who are willing to really take the action and who are really convinced that yes, this is something that is for me, and this is something that I can really do, and it is possible for me to become a shadow teacher and help a child with learning with special needs in the classroom, then you need to take action. And what is the action? I'm going to be sharing the link where you're going to be going to the page where all the information that we just spoke about is mentioned. You will look at all that information that I just spoke about, and there's going to be a payment link. And for all those who are going to be taking action today, there's going to be a 10% discount. We have space for 15 students, and the first 10 students who enroll for the course are going to be given 10% discount, provided you enroll before Sunday, before this week ends. Yes, because only the action takers can avail of this advantage and can take the benefit of this opportunity, because all of you are devoting time by coming here and listening and understanding about what a shadow teacher training course is. So for all those of you who have taken time to be here today on a Friday evening, there is a 10% discount, and I'm going to be sharing the link right away. And also there was a question by Aarti which I'm going to be attending. Will you propose the schools? Yes, we will definitely help you reach out to schools. We have a good reach in terms of helping all of you reach out to schools. So we will definitely be doing that. But guarantee is a word that I'm not going to be using at all, right? So lectures will be conducted online. They will be recorded, and the recording will be available only for 2 days. So if you're dedicated and you're really interested, you need to catch up within the first 2 days of the lecture that you have missed. And you would also be required to, of course, inform the team in advance if you're going to be missing any lecture. A WhatsApp group is going to be created of all the participants who are going to be joining the course for coordination and communication purpose. And this is something that is going to help all of us to be in touch with each other, and any kind of doubts, answer any kind of, and the faculty members will be able to answer any queries, because they will also be a part of the group. And In terms of certificate, I have already mentioned the certificate will be issued by Teachers Help Teachers. We are a stand-alone company. We are not certified by government, and nor are we a university. So we are a standalone company based in Mumbai, and we are involved in upskilling. We are registered. We are a registered company since 2019. We have worked with a lot of schools. We have empowered more than 2,000 teachers through our upskilling sessions, which are regularly being conducted on our community. So that is all about us, about the certificate, about who can do it, and what is going to be the benefit. The average salary comes the important point. So the average salary of a shadow teacher is anywhere between 8,000, starting from 8,000 to anywhere till 15 to 18,000. Yes. Now, personally, I would say that if you are someone who's beginning, who's a fresher, and who's just starting and taking up the job, it's good to start with a salary of 8,000, gain experience, give your best to the child, and feel satisfied with the progress. And then, of course, raise the bar in terms of your salary expectation. So it shouldn't be that after doing the shadow teacher training course, we kind of call ourselves experts, and we go ahead and we don't accept any job below 20,000. So I would sincerely request all of you to, after you're done with the course, if at all you want to do, take up a job and work on the experience, getting experience, work on getting a first-hand experience, because it's very different when you work with a child one-on-one. So take up the job, give your best, and show the results, and I'm sure the rest will just follow. You will not have to worry about what you're getting in return as a shadow teacher. So now I'm going to be sharing the link, and of course Aarti had asked whether the importance, whether the shadow teacher will be given the kind of importance that a class teacher is given, and even though the child is performing, the class teacher takes away the responsibility of the progress. Well, in such a case, you're going to be working with the parent and with the teacher. You're not going to be working in isolation. If you feel that your job is just to come sit with the child without talking to the teacher and without talking to the parent, then you're mistaken. You are required to be a great communicator as well, where you will be reporting things that are done by you in the classroom with the child to the parent as well as with the teacher. So your progress is going to be reported and seen not only by the teacher in the classroom but also by the parent. So I don't think there is any need to worry about the kind of importance that you're going to be getting, because the role of a shadow teacher has become very important, and there's a dearth of shadow teachers also because there is a lot of awareness among parents now. They are able to accept that the child has a difficulty, and they don't mind employing a shadow teacher for their child in the classroom. So this awareness that has come in has created a tremendous demand for shadow teachers. So for all those who are wanting to take up this as a profession, I again emphasize, this is a full-time profession. It is not something that you can do part-time. You cannot be a subject teacher in one school and do a shadow role of a shadow teacher in another school. This is a full-time profession. So in case you wish to do it, I'm going to be sharing the link right out here. And as spoken about, this course is only for those who are dedicated towards becoming a shadow teacher, who are committed to give their time in doing the course and also giving their 100%, not only while doing the course, but even after they take up the job of a shadow teacher. So I have shared the link of the website where you will find all the details that were shared today by me, and any questions that you have, you can definitely put it up in the chat box in the comment section for any of us to take it up in case you still have any questions. And I'm also sharing the payment link for all those of you who would like to avail the 10% discount, which is valid till Sunday. So I'm going to be sharing the payment link. The course fee is 18,000 rupees. And if you avail it before Sunday, you get a 10% off, which makes it 16,200 till Sunday for the first 10 enrollments that happen. So there is a progress bar also that will be shown. So in case there are 10 enrollments that are already done, the link will shut and it will upgrade itself to 18,000. So you will come to know about that when you click on the payment link. Can it be a contractual job? Contractual job in the sense, yes, you will be appointed by the parent for 1 year, and depending on your performance and the difference that you have made in the child's life, of course the parent would want you to continue for the next year and the year next. So it all depends on the way you perform. It all depends on the way you're going to be taking this up. Amita says this course will give you a good understanding of disabilities and intervention strategies. Thank you so much. You will feel confident in building relationships with class teachers and the larger community as well. Our schools need trained teacher aides. This will help improve the delivery of education in our schools. So true, Amita. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing this. And yes, so this was all any offline mode. So as of now, this is going to be an online this is the first cohort. It's going to be an online course, and depending on the conference, as I'm mentioning, that once the course gets done, we will be hosting a conference post the course gets done, and all those who are a part of our cohort will be obviously given great discounts if they wish to attend the offline conference that is going to happen in Mumbai. And for those of the participants who are going to be joining from different locations, they would need to plan their travel. It will be a 1-day conference, so they can definitely do a 1-day come and go. And this conference will be for all shadow teachers, not only for the cohort but for all shadow teachers. But definitely our cohort will be eligible for great discount deals for the conference. Wherever we host it, it'll be an offline conference at the end of the course. Yes, and the recordings will be available only for 2 days, after which it will be taken down. Anything else that you would like to ask, or anything else that that has been missed out in today's session, you can contact us. I'm sharing our email ID, which is contact@teachershelpteachers.in. It's a very good opportunity to understand strategies and yes, intervention strategies and pedagogy. It's absolutely, Narayan. Thank you. And yes, it is because, as I said, that the demand for shadow teachers is something which is on the rise because of the awareness and the acceptance that has come in for children with special needs. Not only for schools, but even parents are ready to accept the fact that the child needs an aid, and they are ready to appoint that help for their child's progress. So if you wish to be that child's aid, then this course is for you. And if you wish to learn and unlearn, then this course is for you. So I'm going to be sharing the links again for those who would like to have a look. The course details and the payment link both are available on this. And if you want to go directly to the payment link and avail your offer, and you're completely sure that this course is meant for you, then here is the payment link. I've shared the payment link. You can go to the payment link, and of course details are shared over there as well. And any communication or any doubts, and for those of you who would need maybe a financial aid, we can definitely give you a form which you can show to your school. And if your school is willing to sponsor 50% of your fees, then in that case it will be a win-win situation. But however, since this is a shadow teacher training course where you will not be employed by the school, you will be employed by the parent, there are less chances of the school sponsoring. But of course, there are many progressive managements who are willing to sponsor for their teachers, and who are willing to see that every child in the school has the right to progress. So for those of you who belong to schools with progressive management, then yes, this course is for you. You can take financial aid and have 50% sponsored by your school. So you could try that as well. It is a paid course, sir, because this is a 35-hour course. We have 7 faculty members who will be coming in to deliver lectures along with workshops. And this course will end tentatively by end of July, where everyone will be done and will be ready to procure a job in a school as a shadow teacher. Yes. Anything else that I can answer? Anyone who would like to ask any question? I have shared the link for the payment. Anyone who would like to raise their hands and unmute themselves, then you can raise your hands and I will be happy to unmute. Any hands? Show of hands. Okay, Dr. Tushar. Sure. Yes, go ahead, Dr. Tushar.
Thank you, ma'am, for this wonderful introductory session regarding shadow teacher. The doubts all cleared in our mind.
Thank you
Just
so
want to know that is it possible if some known parents of our autistic children will join or willing to join?
Absolutely. This course is meant for teachers, parents, caregivers, siblings, students, anyone who would like to work with children with difficulties, or for that matter, any parent, who has a child with learning difficulty, with special needs, with autism especially, or with attention deficit disorder. So definitely this course is going to help them understand what they can do with the child better and what kind of strategies they can implement with their child at home in case they don't wish to employ a shadow teacher. So yes, definitely I would recommend those parents to come in and join the course. Yep.
Ma'am, fee structure will be
Thank you so
same
much for asking that question. Fee structure is same for
fee
everyone,
structure will
as
be
I said. It'll be same for everyone. As I said that we are running a discount. So if you can share the link with them and if they can enroll before Sunday, then they can, take advantage of the discount that is valid till Sunday for the first 10 students, of course, whichever is earlier. And maximum students that we will have in the first batch is 15. So we're not going to be having a larger cohort this time. Being our first cohort, we would want a small group where we would want to engage with everyone. So it's going to be a small group, and the maximum candidates we're looking out for 15. Yeah.
And course will be on daily evening timing?
It'll be thrice a week in the evenings. And once the cohort is formed, once all the students are, grouped, then what we can do is, in case everyone prefers a particular timing, then we are open to, changing the time to that particular, moving the class to that particular time or that particular day. So it all, once the course starts, everything can fall into place depending on how all the students feel the need for a particular time, right?
Okay,
Will it help? Thank you so much for the question. So please do share with your parents and let them know. So there's a question which says, will it help to procure a job only in India or abroad? Well, as I said that we are not a certified university, and this will help you procure a job anywhere in India. And for that matter, if you're choosing a country, I don't know if it's Dubai, then of course you won't be eligible for that, because Dubai has their own training modules which need to be certified by the government. So depending on the country, every country has their own body of certification, wherein you might be required to do a course again from there if you're planning to shift to some other country. So yeah, it would be difficult if you are looking at shifting to another country. Then I would suggest that you do the course from that particular country. And if you're looking at, of course, being in India, then yes, this is something that is definitely going to help you. Yeah, I hope I answered your question. Yeah. Thank you, Aditi. Yes, but the knowledge will definitely help you in the interview process. Wow, wonderful. That's a wonderful input, Amita. So if you happen to do the course, the knowledge that you take from there, of course, nobody can take the knowledge from you. But if there is a particular restriction in terms of having a degree only from that particular country, then of course you would be required to do that. So you would have to first do your research. And if you just want to gain some knowledge and go abroad, then definitely this is something that is going to be useful to you as well. Yeah. So that's about it. So this was about the Shadow Teacher Training course. I hope y'all are going to be taking advantage of the discount that is being offered, because it is our first cohort and we're really, really excited. And it's going to be a cohort of only 15 members, 15 candidates for the first one. And Please do share with parents, with teachers, with caregivers, or even for that matter students who would like to do this course. Please do share this information that we're coming up. The course date is 12th May. We're going to be starting our first lecture on 12th May. So we have one more week to go. For all those who are still wanting to take some time to think, we have one more week, and then we begin with our course. So I would request all of you to go ahead and share the recording. It is available on our YouTube channel. You can even go ahead, share our recording with parents, or for that matter with anyone who would be interested to know more about the course. The link also I will be sharing in the YouTube description, where they can click on the link and they can avail of the offer. So great, it was wonderful sharing this information and talking to all of you who are interested in taking up this course. And I hope that together we will be able to make a difference, and we will be able to march ahead together in order to create that difference in a child with special needs, right? Great. So I assume there are no further questions, and with this, I would like to end today's session with a song. For those of you who would like to listen to the song can stay, and for those of you who would like to log out can log out. Yeah.
If you believe you can move the highest mountains, cross the greatest oceans, and walk across the water. You feel defeated, falling on your knees and looking up for some hope tonight. You try to stand up, but you throw your hands up like you no longer have the strength to fight. 'Cause you've seen too many sunsets, too many days ending in the darkest night. But on your own, you'll never know, you'll never know.
Everybody love that.
Move the highest mountains, cross the greatest oceans, walk across the water. Believe you can move the highest mountains.
That's okay. I found.
Walk across the water. If you believe. They say that all you need is faith, but it's almost like you lost your way. Took a few wrong turns, took a few breaks, falling behind now looking for grace. 'Cause you need someone to lift you up, yeah, make right all the things you've done. 'Cause on your own you'll never know, you'll never know. If you believe you can move the highest mountains, cross the